Yes, I'm Delta Work, and it's the 1-year anniversary of Very Delta. Dida Ritz is here. But first, you want to see me go off? Do you want to see me go off? Do you want to see me go off? Because I think you want to see me go off. Go off. Go off. Go off. Go off.
Oh. Mom!
Woo! Are you a lady like me? Introspective, beautiful. Oh, are you intellectual like me? Beguiled by a bargain? You like wild times? Oh, like me? Are you serving the community like me? Well, if you are, then you must be Very Delta. I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Delta, a luxury public access podcast and YouTube talk show where I look gorgeous, speak extemporaneously, and invite fascinating people to sit on the couch and get Very Delta. Very Delta is for the woman who celebrates anniversaries with an icy glass of sun tea and a Claire Sandra by Lucienne Beverly Hills peignoir. But first, let's get into some things that are very Delta.
Go off, Delta!
Is it worth it? Let me work it. Put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Is it worth it? Let me work it. Put my thing down, flip it, and then reverse it. Okay? You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to jump on a call. I do not think there's really ever a need, aside from an emergency, to be on a call. Unless it's a FaceTime with a couple of friends, like a handful of people that I know, I do love to have a FaceTime. But they are usually very forgiving and they know that I'm going to be like this, laying in my yellow chair, like my most comfortable spot, or I'm going to be laying on the bed and I'm probably going to like prop a couple of toss pillows around me so it looks like the bed is made up. But they get it. They know that the bed is not made up and the cat is laying in the crook of my back and all of that. But I don't want to jump on a call about anything business related. Most phone calls absolutely could be emails. They don't even need to be emails. They could just be texts. All I need to know is who, what, where, when, why, and how. So if we need to work on something for the next day, somebody can just send me a text and say, tomorrow, I need for you to bring the macaroni salad that you said you were going to bring. That's it. If they need a little more information, it could be, there's going to be about 12 people coming tomorrow. I know I said it was going to be 8. Just be mindful for the macaroni salad portion. Like that's enough. If somebody wants to engage with me and they're like, hey, we think you would be a great fit for this project. All I need is who, what, where, when, why, how. Okay? So I need to know who you are and what this is, where it's going to be, why am I a fit? And then how involves how we're going to facilitate this. How much money is going to be involved? How much work do I have to put into it? What do I have to do on the back end? What's behind the paywall? What are all of the things that go into this being a good fit for me? Then, if we really need to work out the kinks, after I agree to whatever this is, then we can jump on a call. But if you want to jump on a call immediately with who, what, where, when, why, and how before all of that, that's because you have a hard sell. You want me to be on the phone with you because you want to be able to sneak in all these little things and say, well, I told you, you just forgot that part. No, I didn't forget the part where you were cheating me out of money. No, I didn't forget the part where you were trying to squeeze in that I need to be at this event for an additional 3 hours walking around being color at the party. No, I didn't forget that you were trying to tell me that 4 people that I absolutely despise are going to be at a social event. That's what you're trying to like squeeze in. They're like, oh, well, you know, it's going to be cute. You're going to love it. We're just going to be hanging out. It's just going to be like a bunch of friends. And, I told so-and-so they could bring, like whoever. But then when I get there and it all falls to shit and a bunch of people I don't like are there eating my macaroni salad, you say to me, I told you they were going to be here. No, you told me that it was just going to be some friends, and you told a couple of people they could bring someone else. You knew who they were going to bring, but you knew that I would get crazy. And see, what you seem to forget is that I'm that bitch that doesn't say goodbye at a party. I'll just leave. You can keep my bowl. You can keep all of it. I'll just take off. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if somebody's like, oh, she didn't say goodbye to me. Oh well. Oh, well. Catch you on the flip. I don't know where I'm going to see you next time, but you know what? I'm out here in these streets. You'll see me somewhere. And when you see me next time, you say, oh, you didn't say goodbye. I didn't know you left. Oh, I know, because I knew that I would see you again. And I knew that you would know. I knew that you would know that I didn't just like go run into the streets and get hit by a car. I figured that you would realize that I had enough of all the shenanigans, the tomfoolery, and the run amuckness of what was going on. And you knew that like I had to dismiss myself. Because I don't want to go places. I'm that person that will always ask, who's going to be over there? I need to know that. That question has to be answered. And that's why I only go to certain places and I only fuck with certain people, because they will answer that question very clearly to me. Hey, I'm just letting you know so-and-so's going to be there. They're probably going to get there about this time. So if you want to come, just know they're going to be there. If you need to leave before that, I fucking get it. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, I need all that information. And so when people want to jump on a phone call, this is one of those situations where it's going to be that hard sell where they're going to be like, well, I just want to talk about the party. But then they kind of leave shit out, right? They leave a little bit of stuff out. I hang out with people that will always do this thing. And it's not that big of a deal. It's just a funny thing. They'll change up the menu. And then I realize that my shit doesn't match the menu. And then I feel funny about it. I mean, everyone's going to eat it. It's not that big of a deal. But like, I don't mind changing what I'm supposed to bring at the last minute. Just give me like, I don't know, 12 hours even, not even 24 hours. I could run to the store. Jumping on a phone call doesn't leave a receipt. And that's the problem. People want to say, well, I told you when we were on the phone, but there's no documentation of that. That's why I need a text message that says, hi, Delta, we are doing X, Y, and Z. These are the reasons why we're going to do it and why we're inviting you. These are the things that we think that you're going to garner from this. This is how long it's going to be. This is X, Y, Z. That way I can go back and refer to it, right? And why do people smash other people's faces into birthday cakes, anniversary cakes, wedding cakes? Why is that funny? Who is laughing at that? Who is so limited in what they find funny? Who is so unrefined in humor, experience, laughter, that they would say to themselves, today at the birthday, I'm going to smash the birthday person's face into the cake and we're all going to laugh. It's going to be so hilarious. It's so funny. I bet no one's ever thought of that. It's going to be so funny to watch the investment of this birthday cake be shot all to hell. It's going to be funny to watch somebody not be able to come back from that and have to take all their pictures with lard and powdered sugar rubbed all over their face, in their contact lenses, in their hair, on their clothes. It's going to be so funny that after we're done with that, they're going to have a wedding dress with just food all over it. And they're going to spend the rest of their night going like this. Oh, sorry. Oh, that is so stupid. That is such a dick move. Nobody finds that. You know who finds that funny? You and you know who finds that funny? You and your stupid friends. You and your stupid friends. Nobody else is finding that funny. Find something else to laugh about. Somebody spent money on the cake. Somebody wants to have really great pictures. Somebody wants to have a really good time. And you have to come in like a doofus. Oh, I'm going to smash your face in there. If I was getting married and my husband smashed my face into a wedding cake or like that piece and went like that, I would snap his fucking neck so hard and I would go fuck his boyfriend. I would go fuck his best friend. If my husband did that to me, I would fucking snap his neck and I would go fuck his best man. That is bullshit. That's not funny. It's not cute. It's like, it's not even 13-year-old. I know 13-year-olds who behave better than that. That is so stupid. Who is doing that still? Why is that funny? I've seen videos of people doing that and like little kids going buck wild. And I'm so happy when they do. I saw a little girl, somebody did that to her and she looked up and she started crying. And then she just got the strength within herself and she picked up this half sheet cake and fucking smashed it. And she started smashing all the toys. And I was like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. You tell all these people to fuck off. All these people that are laughing at you, tell them to kiss your ass right in the crack. And what about at parties when people are like using it as a flex when the gift they gave someone caused them to cry? Like, I understand having a connection with somebody and saying, I'm going to give someone something of sentimental value. I really want them to love it. I want them to feel great. I want them to know that I remembered them. Like, that's the point of gift giving. But then there's always these people that like, they have this major flex. They have their phone out and they're like, oh my God, he's crying. Don't be embarrassed because you're crying. I knew I was going to get him to cry. I knew I was going to get her to cry. Look, she's crying. Oh my God, Mom, are you crying? Mom is totally crying. I cannot believe it. I always get her to cry. Why is that a flex? Like, I understand being like, knowing that you really took somebody there because you have a shared experience with this letter opener or this book of Psalms or whatever it is that is important in your family or something they knew that you worked really, really, really hard to afford for them. That's amazing. That's beautiful to be that moved by something. But when you set out to be like, who's going to make so-and-so cry? Like, it takes the value away from it. It takes away from what somebody else did, what somebody else's gift was. Like, oh, mine was a gift that moved you more than their gift. It should never be a competition when you're giving gifts to somebody to see who topped somebody more, who spent more, who bought more, I brought something and so add my name to it. Like, it's very that behavior. Like, it shouldn't be that way. That is so to want that's for yourself. That's not for them. All those theatrics is for the person who's giving the gifts. They want to see all that. That's not for that person at all. Do you want to see me take a break? Because I think you want to see me take a break. Yep.
Woo! Yes!
See, she's already got it all.
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm here.
Please make welcome to the very Delta main stage, my everlasting love, season 4 royalty. No, wait, you're not season 4.
I am season 4.
You are season 4?
I am a season 4 queen.
Okay,
I'm a single digit bitch.
Why did I for a second think that you were season 5? No, that's not the right season.
No, it's 4.
What season was I on? 3.
You were 3. Yeah, I have to think sometimes even about yours. I'm like, wait a minute, is Delta's 2 or 3?
Right.
But you're 3. You're 3.
Okay, let's start it again.
Yes, okay.
Please make welcome to the very Delta main stage, my everlasting love, season 4 royalty, Dida Ritz.
Bonjour.
You're here.
I am here, girl.
We planted the seed a long time ago.
Girl.
Yeah.
Like a long time ago. I think it started just with the countless times we've worked together in the dressing room.
Because we always kiki and we always end up being on the same page about pretty much everything. I mean, everything. I guess because what was Naomi Smalls was saying? Single digit something, like the single digit season girls.
Logo.
Yeah.
Single digit girls.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true.
Each season has a different sort of production value, I think, and you see things with a different eye. So when you're from like earlier seasons, you see things sort of like in a raw state, I feel like. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I like in the beginning or like, you know, like there's definitely moments where you're like, oh, I wish that I could be like on the newer seasons to get the newer, like whatever. But I really do like being an early season girl because of what you just said. Like, I think we're like lucky we stuck our necks out there. We did what girls was scared to do Drag Race. Remember back then? They were scared to audition because it was just television and there was that politics to it. So yeah, I agree. It's like we got to really see the raw and really like the bones of what's going on, you know? And, you know.
Yeah, like there was like, it was obviously before pandemic, but there was like constantly reunions. There was constantly like things where you felt like, after you would go to your own reunion, the next time you would go to one or a finale or not I keep saying reunion, but I mean finale.
Yeah.
You would go and it was like you were almost like the aunties from previous seasons.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, no, I miss that. I actually do miss that a lot. I mean, that's what I felt like, I felt when I met you. I mean, I felt like not like you was no auntie or nothing, but I mean,
But it's
and
like
I'm wrong with
that.
being an auntie. I'm an auntie.
Yeah.
But I felt like that, like when I met you, I was like, I remember being like, oh my God, that's Delta. Because I remember watching you and admiring you and being like,
Aw.
oh my goodness, oh my God, that's Delta. Like, you're here to support me, That's
right.
how I took it.
It's so fun.
So, oh no, it is. I'm very grateful actually for it because the things that I've been hearing about the new seasons and just the new,
Really?
and the politics and how the girls be acting and the thing, I'd be like, oh girl, we could never get away with that shit when we was
Right.
doing it. Y'all
Right.
get away with these new season girls. Y'all can get away with a lot. Like the stories I be hearing, I'll be like, I know I can't do that. I know that'd be career suicide for me if I do that.
And not even on the show, like after the show.
Oh,
right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. On, off the show. It's like there's a lot more. The doors we've opened, darling. The doors we've opened.
And it's like you wonder sometimes, like, ooh, should I have kept that door shut? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a few times I had to, when I realized that the door was right there and I see some, as we like to say, we can cuss on here, right?
You can say whatever you
Some bullshit coming. So, you have to slam the door on that bullshit and stuff.
Right.
We've had, and we still have to do that sometimes. 'Cause
Yeah.
We're constantly opening doors.
Absolutely. I as you're sitting here, I can smell your perfume, and I feel like I know this perfume. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Gucci Bloom.
Of course.
I love a fragrance.
Of course.
I love a fragrance. And actually, I think this is a really perfect moment for this. I know this is your year anniversary, right? And so I bought you a gift. Can I have
Oh my goodness.
Can somebody please bring me that gorgeous bag right over there?
Oh my God.
I know you
exciting.
love fragrances. That's like one of the first things that me and you really bonded over.
Yeah,
is like we
for
were smelling
sure.
each other and we're like, and I think that's such a great thing, period, to bond over. But drag queens, especially like when we're in the dressing room, it's so many different scents going on
Sure.
and notes, as they call it, and it's crazy. So I wanted to get you a fragrance.
Oh my goodness.
And I know you like all different types of fragrances.
Every kind. I have a time and place for every
And
fragrance.
sometimes we only get a fragrance because of the bottle.
Right.
Bottle. And so when I was like making this choice, I was like, I'm going to get it solely for this bottle. But it actually smells amazing too.
Okay.
So I got you this. And I got you the big bottle. When you buy
Oh
perfume for a bitch,
my
don't buy the small
God.
bottle. Buy the big bottle. Buy the
Stop
appropriate
it.
size bottle. Yes. Happy
Very
anniversary.
Good girl. I have wanted this. You have no idea.
Really?
I have wanted this.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. Well, I'm happy you got
Oh
yeah.
my God, Dida.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Can we open it right now?
Absolutely
I mean, we
open
have
it.
to.
The bottle is really what got me. I was like, and the bottle I feel like represents you very just much. Like
Oh my
I was like, this
goodness.
is very
I am so
Delta.
excited.
Very Delta.
I'm just like throwing it on the ground, all the trash, all the wrapper.
Yeah, no, you're a fragrance guy. And you're like me, you like all fragrances. You don't have your favorites, but I think you
Right.
will wear everything.
There's
you're
a
not
time and place for everything.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad. I'm
Oh,
really glad. Look at that bottle.
My goodness. Look
Nah.
at the bottle.
That's a coochie bottle right there. That's a pussy
That
bottle.
is,
bitch.
I don't even want to spray it because I don't want to waste anything right now.
Yes.
I
well,
am so excited. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have you ever worn this?
I haven't, but I've heard like a lot of great things about it, and I've seen like obviously on like people be talking about it online, and so I personally have not. So I was like,
This
Well,
is
I just-
stunning.
isn't that happy anniversary?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, when we were planning the idea of like, this is the thing, like with an anniversary, I kept thinking, is it the 100th episode? Is it the 50th episode? Is it the 52nd? Because you feel like when you hear anniversary, it's like, I always think the number one.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So then I'm like, is it 100? No,
Mhm.
that's not possible. And then even at 52 now episodes, I feel like we just started this. These conversations happen so quick.
well, you're a natural at this, and I do. It
Thanks.
is kind of crazy when they did tell me it was a year. I thought the same thing too. I was like, I feel like this just is like the Delta just started this,
Right, because I feel like with all of us, for the most part, everyone knows each other with just a little bit of separation. I wouldn't even say 6 degrees of separation. It's like, it's even closer than that.
It's insane, yeah.
And we've had obviously people that don't do drag on here, but they
Mhm.
still seem to somehow know everybody
Yes,
in
mhm.
some way. So the conversations seem to just ebb and flow and go into one another.
Mhm.
And it was natural that you would be here for this because, like you said, as long as we've known each other, we're just always, we will lock eyes in a room and be
Girl,
like, oh, here we go. with
they
this
have no
one.
clue. There
Here
have
we
been
go.
times where once again, the bullshit is
Yeah.
happening. And I just lock eyes with you, and you really like make me feel like it's okay. I see it. I have a fond memory. I ain't gonna say who, although I love to say a name. You know that. But I have a memory of working with you, and we were working with a bunch of other Drag Race girls. But there was one particular one that walked into the room, and she said hello to you and all the other girls, but didn't speak to me.
Mhm.
And I was doing my makeup, and I clocked T, so I just said, stay in your thing, like don't basically fuck
Right.
her, But I remember I looked up and I just looked at you and you clocked it. You just gave me this look like, I see it. That's okay. Like, don't pay that bitch no mind. And so, yeah, no, I always have that with you. And I love that. I really do. Because I knew I was going to have that with you when I even first saw you on TV. I was like, I just feel like Delta is very that bitch to hang with. Like, I just feel like I know I would vibe with her. Like, I know I would vibe
You know
with
what
her.
it is with that? I think is like we will always be in a conversation, and even when we're done, like people say we're done with the conversation or the argument, we'll stop for a second and we'll go, I just think it's funny how, and then it's like another like,
Yes.
because we're like, we're not done.
We're not done.
We're not
no.
done.
And I'm not. I probably never will be done.
No.
Like that. I will always be like
No.
no.
Like,
So,
and why do you think people on Twitter are mad? Why are people on Twitter mad?
I think they're mad because that whole thing about projection. It's a thing. Like
Mhm.
people are very mad when like you tell the truth.
Right.
That's what I've learned. Like when you tell the truth, people just get very, very upset. A while back, I said something on like Twitter, like about like, why do we get mad when people ask so badly for people to say the name, and then when you say the name and it's the person that you don't like, then all of a sudden you get like angry about it, and it's like,
Mhm.
but y'all wouldn't get angry if someone said my name.
Right.
Like if someone said, "Oh, Adida was acting up at the gig and doing this and that," y'all wouldn't have no problem saying my name. So why
Right.
can't y'all say about the other bitches who do it in the business?
100%.
So
Yeah.
I'm never done.
And when does Auntie Dida come out?
Oh, well, there's different forms of her.
Okay.
So there's Auntie Dida who is like really caring and like I'm there for you, and like if you need anything, like I'm really, really there. Like I will help you. And then there's Auntie Dida who's like tough. Like I'm very tough. Like if I know you got good sense, but
Mhm.
you ain't using it,
Right.
And I'm also that auntie who's like, I'm gonna be quiet, but if you come ask me about something, I'm gonna tell you what you did wrong. Because
Sure.
once again, you would do that to me.
Right.
So I like to, like that's how I am. So there's different forms of the auntie. There's also like the giving auntie,
Mhm.
I am like trying to do that with even my own drag daughters. Like I have clothes, like come get clothes I don't want to wear anymore.
Right.
So there's different elements.
Right.
There's levels to this shit.
There is levels.
There's levels
this
to being
shit.
an auntie.
Absolutely. And,
like-
I actually find it to be quite a compliment when someone will say like, oh, like you literally remind me of my aunt.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I know
love
Oprah and other women, they said that they don't like it. I love it. I love when someone is like, Auntie Dida. I love
Right.
it. It's like, exactly. Just a very, very just powerful,
Mhm.
I think, title to have.
I think there was a time like when we were coming up in drag that there was a space to like learn from everyone around us, right? Like we would learn a
Mhm.
little bit of something from everybody. You would take a little something from everybody. And a lot of people would be willing to allow you to be under their wing.
Yeah.
And now I feel like, and of course it's a wonderful platform. I'm always going to be a fan of Drag Race. I'm always going to watch Drag Race. I'm always going to be interested. And we're always thankful for the place that it brought us.
Most definitely.
But I think it is our place to critique it,
Mhm.
to be aware of what's happening. And we acknowledge that there's a lot of people who are interested in drag because they want to be on Drag Race, not because they love drag, not because they love fashion or hair or makeup or presenting the way they feel on the inside, on the outside, making a statement. Like you make your clothes, you do, you love that aspect of it. There's a lot of people that I think don't really have that passion for doing that part of the drag. They just want to be known for modeling all those things. And there's a place to be a model.
Absolutely. You know, I call that like a pop star. Like pop star.
Yeah.
If you want to do pop star drag, that's cute. Or I call it like table of contents drag. Like, you know.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
You never heard table of contents drag?
No, tell me.
Okay, so let me tell you what table of contents drag is. So you know how like when girls post like images on Instagram and they like do like dress by this, nails by that, makeup by this, wig by that, shoes by this,
Goodbye.
and it's like I call it table of contents drag, basic, and then it's like, and it's great, but it's like, what did you do? And that's why I really respect like a lot of queens who like still like make a lot of their stuff. That's what's hard for me as the auntie. I would say that is I have to be really mindful that like today's drag, you don't have to be as creative. Like you can. Right. A table of contents and you can do that and that's okay. Like that is okay. But like for me, I have a little bit more of my hat tilted to a queen who can still like sit behind a sewing machine or get behind a wig head and really like have a hand in their drag. I think like I might be wrong, but I've like heard that like Bianca Del Rio makes everything she wears, and she be selling out arena tours.
Yeah.
So what is the excuse for everyone else?
She worked as a costumer for so many years.
Yeah.
In theatrical productions, it's like what she did.
So that's what I mean. I'm like, if she can do it and she be selling out these, I mean, arenas, girl, like the worldwide stage.
She does her hair. She does all of it.
And she like that's a drag queen for me. So like, yeah, it's hard. Like that's for me is like, I have to like, okay, like that's cute, but I'm like, yeah, like sometimes it'd be the table of contents queens.
I've never heard that, and it makes so much sense because I do see it.
Yeah.
I do see
table of contents queens.
Let's take a break. Do I? No. I just want to sit here and kiki.
I love that you love that perfume. I'm so happy.
I'm so gagged right now.
I'm so happy.
Very
because I was like, I want to get her a really cute perfume that I know that like she'll like love. So that's perfect.
I am gagged. We are back with season 4 Goddess Dida Ritz, and we're talking about the table of contents. We're talking about. Yeah. The idea that, yes, Drag Race is absolutely a goal for so many people, but I always felt like at some point it was kind of a goal. Well, in the beginning, I felt like it was a goal for people who had already done a lot of drag, and then they wanted to showcase that on a platform.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we realized that when you get there, it's not as much of a showcase as it is. We want you to now do the drag that we want to see you do. So we're going to tell you that you need to change it to this. And it's like, I thought you wanted me to celebrate what I do.
Yeah, no. And I always say that, and I heard this recently, that Drag Race is a television show. It is a television show. And I think Alyssa Edwards said it once that like, it's a television show and may the best showman win or something like that. I believe she said before. I've heard her say, and that's exactly what it is. It's just really, you're an actor. Yeah. And I remember one time on my season, like I was having like kind of like this moment just behind the scenes, like this is really, really a lot. Oh my God. And Chad Michaels just looked at me and went, "You're an actor. This is a television show. Remember that." Yeah. And I think once I was able to kind of see that, I was able to kind of grasp like, okay, this is what you read about. Right. You know, I always tell girls when girls want to audition for the show, I say go and do it. Like I don't ever not tell them when to do it, but I tell them to be prepared for the outcome to maybe not be what you want. Right. You know,
Evan Ross Katz is like a huge proponent, huge proponent of drag, supporter of drag, but proponent of you being on All Stars, which I think everyone would die for because people are already in love with you. They're always going to be in love with you because they connect with you, but also to see because you love fashion. Yeah. It's something you're passionate about.
Girl, let me tell you, and this is going to be like such a like, my new mantra, I always be saying is RuPaul is really like look real beautiful because I agree with everything you just said. And I feel like all I can say is I just am thankful that people even like, I have that much love for like wanting me to be on the All Stars. Like I don't know, because I think you know this. It can be very hard to
Sure.
like go through the business and have something like that on your name. Like it's like I remember for years people wanted Mocha Montrese to win Continental. I remember she went to Continental for so many years. She went like 9 times before she really won over the course of so many years.
Right.
And I can only imagine the pressure of that, like being on you. Like people want you to win this. Everyone wants you to win this. You just have to, I guess, the universe has to just all like come into like fruition. And so that's why I'm just trying to learn and be like, have the pride about it. Like a friend of mine told me that a while back, was like be happy people are even talking about you, like that they want you to be on the All Stars. You know what I mean? Because I used to take it as an embarrassment. Because, it can kind of be embarrassing, Because it's like, I don't think people see this if they're not Drag Race girls, but there's already like this thing in the drag community where like there's like Drag Race girls, there's pageant girls, then there's girls who are like what they call in ballroom 007, like they don't have a title. And I feel like within Drag Race itself now there's become like this, there's already this crazy pecking order within Drag Race, but it's become even more like, in my opinion, a little more intense, where it's like girls who have just been on Drag Race, but then girls who have been on All Stars, girls who have been on All Stars versus the World,
Right.
like all this stuff. So like, and it's like, and then it plays into like, am I worth it? Am I good enough? So for me, it's just good that people are having the conversation.
You're right.
And when it happens, I know we are all going to have, it's going to be such a celebration.
Yeah, for sure. And it has to happen. I mean, I think the reason everyone is always so behind you specifically is because not just your presence in the sense of the way you look or the way that you present yourself, but the fact that you're physically present when people are talking to you. There's a lot of girls that don't have that. That's just inert. That's just in you. That's just who you are, in or out of drag. I find you to be one of the people that I think I am, and I think a lot of the people that we gel with together are similar. And that is, in or out of drag, we're the same people.
Oh, absolutely.
We have the same opinions.
Yeah.
Yes, we're a little more heightened to speak a different way or add a little more. Because,
feeling our puss a little bit more.
Right, because you're feeling it.
Yes,
It's the quote fantasy or whatever. But you are the same person. And so that makes people really feel comfortable, I think. Comfortable to say, and I'm comfortable to say anything to you. There's been moments where I've had to come to you and say, like, again, in a dressing room, I'm really not feeling this, or I'm not feeling this person or that person. And it's like, you're like, step back. Get yourself on autopilot. Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And we'll sort it out later.
Absolutely. Exactly. Like, I have always tried to operate with like, because there's just a lot of fakeness in the business.
Right.
And I really have always tried to operate with like just being consistently just myself. Like,
right.
if something makes me uncomfortable, I say it. If I'm nervous, if I'm, I've recently been having like not all the time, but like have like rare celebrity encounters or meeting, like I'm hanging with some of you girls and like you're friends with somebody, and then I have to like keep myself composed because I don't want to freak out. Right. But then I also, in a way, am telling that person like I don't want to fangirl. Just I love you a lot, and you just like keep it like that. So I just try to operate very like just consistent and not so high maintenance, because there's so much of it in the business, girl. And that's where once again, another level to the auntie.
Yeah.
Like I'll be in a room with like, some other queens, like for instance, the other Drag Race girls, but then like there's maybe a girl who doesn't have a title, and then I can tell that they feel some type of way, like I'm not a Drag Race girl. I don't have a, I'm just trying to work. And they don't see the magic in like, you're here working with Drag Race girls, which means, you know what I mean? And I have to then step in and be that one and say that to them and be like, because I would want somebody to do that to me.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the tough part, because we know so many people that in our minds we're like, ooh, this one should have been on Drag Race 5 seasons ago, or this or that or the other. And we know those mutual people. I mean, I in Chicago, I know I can mention people, or in LA, you can mention people, even though we're in separate
I remember
areas.
Mayhem Miller for years. That was the thing with like her. I remember I would come here to LA all the time and work, and like literally for my season, it was always like everyone first wanted me and Mayhem to meet because they were like, I know you two will get along, and we did, and we do still. And then people were like, she needs to get on the show, and that was like a thing for her for a while. Like once again, what that pressure must have felt like.
Absolutely.
To like everyone knows that you're good enough, everyone's telling you you're good enough. You're like, am I, it's all these, and then finally for it to happen, it was a major celebration for her. That was like a big celebration for her.
And it makes it uncomfortable also, like, I mean, not making it about us, but it does become, because that person feels, just as you said, the pressure of being in a place where everyone's like, how come you're not on Drag Race? Well, you don't want to be, they'll go, you don't want to be on Drag Race? Oh, you don't like Drag Race? And it's like,
oh yeah, they look
no.
at you like it's almost like it's your fault.
And they're like, no, I do want to. I've auditioned, I've tried. Like, they only have so many spots. And even if somebody doesn't make it on Drag Race, they're still in the majority, because the majority of the entertainers don't get to be on there.
Yeah.
And so, but it makes it uncomfortable when you think like, oh, now it's going to sound like we're trying to be up here and be like, yeah, why aren't you on Drag Race? Like, I'm not trying to say I would never.
Yeah.
I would never, because
whenever I've had that, like, I've asked a few queens before, like random, like, would you audition for Drag Race? Because like I know queens who would just be spot on perfect.
Right.
Like I just know that they would be just an amazing asset to the show. Like they would actually could go on the show and really handle it. And it's crazy because a lot of the queens that I know that would be perfect for it are like, I don't know. There's like this really amazing queen. I can give her a shout out on here.
Mm-hmm.
She's I hang out with her from Peoria. Her name is Miss Flo, and she would be iconic to me on Drag Race because she gives no fucks, and she's so amazing in her drag. Like people love her because she's consistent. Like she's the same in and out of drag, and she really is related. Like people can relate to her. Go look her up if you
Miss Flo
from Peoria. But like her, like she's a really good example of just like, I know so many queens are like, you'd be perfect for her, but I just don't know if they like have the necessarily like the passion. Like it's not necessarily like a thing that they want to do. Like, and that's also something I'm learning. Like there are girls who want to be famous and do drag, but they don't necessarily want to go the Drag Race route. They want to do it some other way.
Right.
And TikTok and all this stuff is out here, and a great natural resource for stuff like that to happen.
Yeah. I always think about this idea again of like, as we've seen in like newer seasons, especially since the pandemic, where we see people who have had to like learn drag sort of, or learn to change their drag digitally. And we all had to do that. And then when we came back out of it, I do feel like it's sort of, the backdrop has changed a little bit coming out of it. It doesn't, for us anyway here, like I feel like, for me, I shouldn't say us, for me in LA, I feel like it's not the same crowd of people that comes out. It's a little bit different.
It's so different. Like brunches are where the queens are at.
It's where it's at.
Like
100%.
brunches are it. Like if you are a drag queen getting into the game and you think that doing the nightclubs is where the money's at, I mean, there's some nightclub gigs that are the coin.
They can be okay.
They can be okay, but the coin and the money is like that's in the brunches, doing those brunches, and it's a whole different type of crowd of people that come to the brunches. It's a lot more straight people. It's a lot more, it was always bachelorette and birthday parties and stuff like that, but now people are literally like, oh, it's my birthday, I want to go to a drag show, and they just go to the drag brunch 20 deep.
And I feel like it's really important for the entertainers to remember that some people are very cerebral and they do their drag and they're like, this is a concept, I want people to understand this number. Some people like to just they're celebrity impersonators. Some people like to do pop music. Whatever it is, I feel like now you really have to have that understanding that if you want to do something super, super conceptual or super fashion-based possibly, it might not be at drag. I mean, at brunch.
Oh yeah, no. Brunch is not about doing, and I want to say this, and I know that people are going to, I don't want nobody to get offended when I say this, okay? Brunch is not about being creative. It's about making money. At brunch, you only need to do top 40 songs. Maybe you can do that little track 4 number on that Mariah Carey song because you'd be like, okay, I know people know about it, but they don't necessarily, it's not on the radio, but they'll know it. But brunch is not the time for you to pull out your artistic, like, feather or flag or whatever. And no, brunch is about money. And I think that's the thing that is really happening right now after the pandemic that I'm seeing, is that brunch is literally turning into like its own entity, quite like how Drag Race has turned into its own entity of like a way of revenue and business for girls. It's now like that brunch. There's I've done a lot of like people's brunches, the flip phone, hard
Yeah.
candy, like, like they're all like, I just think about them right off the top of my head, like there's a business to it now. So
Right.
yeah, and it's not, and I don't want to be mean. I don't want people to think that you can't be creative with your dragon. You can't maybe, but it's a fine line.
It is a
It's
fine line.
fine line.
Because the people are there at the brunch to celebrate themselves.
Yeah.
So with that said,
And you're just there for the
Yeah.
like music. You're just really providing the music and the entertainment for them,
So you got to wrap yourself around what pop music or disco music or recognizable sing-along things that you like that fits for this. And then if you want to be creative, do that on a Tuesday night at the 11 o'clock show
Like,
where the gays come out and they're willing to eat it up.
down.
I think.
I think that term that they say, read the room,
Yeah.
literally. Because I get, that's always hard. Is that ever hard for you when you're like working with like a new queen and then like, they're like, like it's like their first or second show
Mhm.
and they're really like doing something like super fierce and I love it, but it like just doesn't quite work out.
Right.
And you're like, baby, it just wasn't the room to do that. And
Yeah.
you
it's
have
also-
to kind of tell them that, like,
it's kind of that youthful thing of like getting ready for their number and they're really focused on putting their earrings on. I'm like, baby, you need to put on a dress first, a pair of shoes, a wig, and then there's a level so you can get your ass out there.
yeah, no, oh my God, getting dressed in the wrong order. I see queens
I
trying
can't,
to
I
they put the
can't.
wig on and they still got to put their body on.
Right.
And I'd be like, girl.
But they want to like
They
flip
want
the
to feel,
hair
yeah,
while
they
they're
want,
getting
they want
ready.
to feel they puss. They
That's
want to feel they
enough.
zhuzh, like, as the girls like to say. So yeah, that is, oh my
That's
God,
crazy.
that's a whole podcast and conversation probably in itself. Like,
Sure.
how do you getting into drag? What is your order?
Right.
What is your order? Like the last thing for me is nails.
Oh, me too.
I put on nails. After nails are on, it's really hard for me to be touching and fiddling
Right.
with things. I have to ask for help then. But like nails are the last thing.
Very last.
And then
There
you
is
spray,
an order.
and then you spray the pussy, of course.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We are back with Dida Ritz, who is actually wearing
40 inches
40.
of hair, darling.
40.
Yes, actually 40 inches.
Where do you measure, from the base of your balls, or how do you?
Let's see here. Right from the pelvis to,
That's how you know it's
Yeah.
40 exactly.
usually from the bush all the way
Okay.
down. Yeah.
Okay, from
That's
the
how-
bush.
Yeah.
Well, this is the part of the podcast where people send in letters. You know what happens.
Mhm.
It's called Read Me Delta.
Yeah.
Hi, friends. It's me, Delta Work, and welcome to the very first episode of Very Delta. If you want to send a letter, you can send it to readmedelta@gmail.com. You can send questions about, I don't know, Italian dressing or high heel perfume or 40 inches
Yes.
or where to measure where the 40 inches start. So,
Or you can round it off from what I've heard too. There's a lot of that
You
happening
can.
too. If
you can.
if it's 22 inches, just round it off and it'd just be 40.
What's your favorite length of hair, would you say? Like as a go-to?
I like a real sensible, like honestly, like maybe 16 to 18 inches, honestly.
See, I do too.
I like that, maybe a little feathered out, a little Beyonce, like early 2000s lace front. Like just something really light and airy. I'm really like, and I'm also in my ponytail era. I love a good ponytail because you have a
Okay.
lot of hair. So like I can just snatch my own hair up. And even now I'm doing it where I'll be wearing the frontals and, having fun with that. But I love a good, like just to the mid of the back. I don't need a
Yeah.
lot. I don't need a lot of hair anymore. I'm getting old.
You know what's interesting is a lot of people do love to wear long hair, but they don't realize how to control that hair while they're out and about and how to make it not look like you're trying to control your hair, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of like there's so much done to the hair before we put it on if you're really smart, because then if not, you're fidgeting.
Sure.
You're fidgeting. So that's my thing. I always try to make sure like any like when I wear hair like this, it's just really prepped.
Mhm.
All the little flyaways, like spread. Like because I really hate the fidgety.
I don't like that either. And I don't like I feel like hair, just like clothes, when you can tell someone is uncomfortable in it or it's wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, first letter. Hi, Delta and distinguished guests. This week I became annoyed with my husband when he brought home Viva paper towels for the second time in a row. These are the worst paper towels for many reasons. Mainly for having no texture. I never fail to bring home Bounty brand paper towels for the 10 years we've lived together. I think he knows I have a preference, but he doesn't consider it when shopping alone. What paper towels are very Delta? Do you think your partner should know your preferred brands? If they don't, how do you react? Sincerely, VC. Do you have a preference for paper towels or paper goods?
I've never actually really thought about that. I am that way with Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna admit this.
Yeah, admit whatever you want.
So in my everyday, oh my God, we're about to get real up in here.
Get very
Okay.
real. Get very Delta.
So in my like everyday like home, I use like whatever like toilet paper, and I usually have baby wipes. But like when people come over, I switch out to like fluffier toilet paper.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Because I don't want people to be like thinking like, especially like if like, you know, someone who has a vagina comes over to my house and needs to wipe. I like want to make sure obviously you have wipes, but then like you have good toilet paper too. So I use cheap toilet paper maybe in my everyday in my house, but if I like am having like a party or a gathering, then I'll use like a cute little double, you know, quilted, you know, little quilted picker up or Bounty.
I
you know,
think
like
that
whatever.
that is purely elegant. I mean, you're thinking of someone else before yourself.
Yeah, it's very
think that's
important.
lovely.
It's very important, and it's actually very like interesting to me how people do not like for instance have wipes more. Like when you go you're like why don't you have wipes? Like don't you want a little wet wipe down there? Just
Right.
a little something.
Freshness.
A little fine, girl.
Right. Like just yeah. I know. I'm with
Right.
you. You know, I actually I'm on board with that because I know it's bad to have paper goods and I should be doing better, but we have like the good paper plates
Mm-hmm.
and then the cheapy paper plates because sometimes I'm having something dry, like maybe it's like chips or nuts or something. And I'm like, I don't need like the full-fledged like paper plate that's going to have like dinner on it, which of course, yes, we have plates, but I don't want to do the dishes.
Okay, so here we go. Another thing I'm about to admit. Ooh, I'm
Okay,
about to get some
tell
I'm about to tell you some real bit about Dida Ritz right now. Once again, I do not like doing dishes, so I will buy paper plates and just have paper plates at home.
Yeah,
And
I do
like,
too.
And like red Solo cups because I'm like, I don't want to do dishes. I don't want to clean up this mess. So like, I'll just have that too. But once again, if people come over, then I like will break out my like fine china and platter and be a hostess. You know,
I don't think and I think that's perfectly lovely.
Yeah.
I think it is. I do the same thing. You're being thoughtful of other
and my
people.
friends think it when they come over. They're like, you know, I have gold platters and you know, like real fancy shit out, and they'll be like, "Girl, you so fancy. Like, you need to do all this for y'all." I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't even do it for myself, really. Like, I just don't want y'all coming over here. Like, it's kind of like when you watch a Housewives episode and they have the aluminum foil pans instead of it like a really nice array. It's like the aluminum foil pans with the plastic, and you be seeing them on there. They be reading the girls like, "Girl, who catered this event?" Da da da. So I have that mindset because you know, gays, we are just the same. When
I will tell you this:
when we go to someone's house, we're like,
if you go to someone's house, especially this summer, and you're having some sort of party, and you're responsible for the fruit salad, the macaroni salad, anything like that, go to like a 99-cent store or a Dollar Tree, buy a bowl that you do not mind losing because people will fucking keep your bowl.
Yep, they will. They will.
So give them the bowl that you don't mind. That way you're like, oh, here you go. And they're like, oh, let me get your bowl back to you. You go ahead and keep that. It was $1. I don't want it back.
A friend of mine, like from the holidays, gave me some food, and it was in those Pyrex pans. You know, those really nice Pyrex pans. And before she gave them to me, she looked at me and said, "I want my pan back." And I knew she was very serious about the Pyrex pan.
And I'm always going to give the pan back.
I'm
gonna
always going to get a pan back, honey. Yes.
Yes. But I mean, if I'm going to a big gathering and it's like, girl, bye.
Yeah, bye. No, I'm the same way. Yep. Go to like Family Dollar or something and get you a cute little whatever.
They've got it there. I'm telling you, I don't know if you ever go to Dollar Tree. I swear to God, I talk about Dollar Tree on every episode. I don't know why I'm so obsessed.
I like dollar stores, period, though. They're very good for like little, you know. I live in Chicago. I live around the corner from a Family Dollar, and I love going to it.
I love Family Dollar.
It's great.
I've only seen a couple of them out here, but how about this? Hey, Delta, I love the show so much and have a crush on your producer, Mark. He's so talented, charismatic, and such a zaddy.
Mm.
What has hosting Very Delta meant to you over the past year? What have you learned? How have you grown personally and professionally? What have been your favorite moments working on such a special project? So excited for another year as we stay in the club. Attitude check. Love yours, Very Brock.
Oh, that's a nice letter.
That's a nice letter. Shout out to Mark.
Yes,
Mark
he is zaddy. He is zaddy all day.
Lovely. What have I learned?
Mm-hmm.
I have learned that that I have a lot of shit to say. And honestly, I have learned that I fucking repeat myself over and over and over and over. And I think that that's part of the thing that resonates with other people because they're like, yeah, well, I do the same thing too. So I think we really only have like a couple of topics that really matter to us in life.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
People say all the time, like I'll get comments, oh, there's bigger fish to fry in the world. And I keep going back to the same thing. Here we fry the small fish.
Yeah.
Here I'm going to complain about the same shit over and over. And I'm lucky that when this started, it was mostly just people I personally knew that were like, yeah, I'll come do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a fill-in spot. We didn't know that it was going to be a separate entity. And I'm still able to bring my friends, but I'm also still able to like meet people that I've always wanted to meet.
Yeah.
Queens that we know through the bond of Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
People who are, we've had obviously drag entertainers. We've had porn entertainers. We've had chefs. We have had comedians, like a little bit of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to keep having that. But what makes me want to have somebody on the show is somebody that I'm absolutely interested in talking to, not just, because it could very well, no shade in any way, shape, or form. It could very well just get whoever's popular.
Yeah, I mean that's always the easy thing to do,
and that's great.
Situation.
Yeah, but there are people who are that are very popular, who have tons more followers than I do, but I'm also interested in what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm very fascinated by people who have sort of like a side hustle that has become their main thing. So, not long ago, Trixie was here. And I was fascinated with the fact that she is this business person.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that is something that she does and really is passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Or people who design clothes and they're passionate about it, or cook. I love all of that. I've learned a lot. And I've learned about how to navigate this really through, what did the person call themselves? As Very Brock said, from our talented, charismatic, and zaddy producer, Mark, who really does hold my hand through this. And like, when people see this, it's mostly not that edited. Like there are pieces where just for time, but like when we're talking about like a segment, I might say to Mark, I know what I feel about this, but I don't know how to verbalize it. And so he might say, you texted me this word. You said this. Remember when you said this? And so then it'll just keep stringing along. And I'm like, yes, now you are my memory bank because I don't remember any of this shit because it goes out, one ear or one out this side of my mouth and that side of my face. And then 2 minutes later, I'm mad about hot dogs.
Oh, see, yep. And that's the little fish right there.
That's a little
because
fish.
It's important that people need to know that sometimes hot dogs piss you the fuck off.
Right. You know what pisses me off right now? I love this blouse, but if it just had like 2% Lycra in it, I could pull it down. But when I tell you my whole ass and back is just completely exposed.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. See,
and
that?
I'm just, you know what I mean? You know how I get.
Oh,
like,
I know.
And you're like, just go ahead and go through it, I guess.
But I told you earlier that you were giving me Gucci vibes. You're giving me very like Gucci. This is very on brand for like what the Gucci is.
Plus, you're wearing the perfume.
Yes, it's just all a thing right now.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Thing of the thing.
I don't think I really answered their question other than
no.
saying,
I think you have like No, you answered it. I think you, it's like great that you're doing this, and I think it's good that you have like different types of guests too. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, one thing what made me really say yes to this, because I haven't really been doing interviews a lot lately. Like, that's not really like my thing, because I stopped for a while because personally, like, you know, like when you get like, especially like people who love Drag Race, like, you know, they interview you and it's like they're just trying to be very malicious. But I feel like sitting here with you right now, I don't feel you're coming from a malicious place because A, you are a Drag Race girl, but you also are an artist yourself. So like, I don't feel like you're coming from like a malicious, like horrible place. Or like even you talked about Evan, like when he's interviewed me and I've talked to him, I don't feel he's coming from like a very like malicious place. So I think it's always, for me, it's always got to be a safe space. And I used to just do interviews just to do them. But now as I've gotten older, I'm like, I've turned down a lot. Like, you know, they come in through the email a lot, which I'm very honored that y'all hit me up. But a lot of times I don't do them because I want to make sure I'm comfortable with the person.
Right.
And I think people probably feel comfortable coming up here to talk to you. I know porn stars probably feel really good to come up here and talk to a drag queen about what they do and the crazy stories that we all heard than if they maybe go and speak to like somebody who maybe isn't as much involved or art, you know, like, you know, because there's just people sometimes who just want to get the tea.
So you're trying to say when porn stars come here, they're comfortable because I just keep their dicks off.
Yeah.
They can't get horny.
Oh, they can get horny.
Because they're like, oh, look at this bitch.
They are always allowed to get horny. They are. They can always get horny. Let me tell you. It's difficult for me to even sometimes see some of our porn star friends. Like if you see, you know, Twitter is a beautiful thing.
Right.
And I think Heidi in Closet tweeted this recently that she fights for her spot every day in heaven by not liking all of the porn stars' pictures and videos. But I want you to all know I appreciate you. And I had to quote tweet that, and I was like, this is so fucking real. Because it's true. It's the truth. It's like,
would you prefer to drink a Coke in a can or a 20-ounce bottle?
A Coke in a can, but it has to sit in the freezer for like 20 minutes before I drink it. That's like a rule I have with my Coca-Cola.
It has to be cold.
It has to be ice cold, like to the point where like a little, like maybe like little icicles are forming
like
in it.
Chips?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like to drink lukewarm soda. It's not my thing. I mean, you shouldn't be drinking soda as it. I really be trying to be on this water thing, and I'm the same thing with my water. I like my water in the freezer. Right. And like usually what I do is I have like a huge, you know, those like huge jugs with the plastic handle. I'll buy those and put them in the freezer. And girl, it's, you know, when water just, you know, when like you're drinking water and it just tastes like your body's like, what is this? But it's just water.
But you know, when you're drinking it and you're like, you're enjoying the sensation and you just keep gulping and you go, ah.
Oh God, yes.
What is that feeling?
It feels good. God, it is literally like that whole biting into the York mint peppermint patty, girl. Yes, the sensation as they call it.
I actually almost like give myself like a moment where I feel like I've done some activity like in a commercial. Like
yes.
Oh, I've done something so good for my body. Oh my God.
It's like when you're like drinking water, you're drinking an ice cold drink outside and you feel the breeze start coming through and you literally feel your commercial realness.
And you're like, oh, follow me for more fitness tips.
Cindy Crawford, it's full on drinking Pepsi, yes.
Thank you for being here.
I was happy.
It blows by. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
I say it every single week. It blows by because when I have people that I gag for, that I love, I was telling Mark, the Zaddy producer, as Brock said, I was saying that at least twice a week, I go to YouTube and I type in Dida Ritz, this will, and it fills it in for me. And then I have to watch the lip sync. And I think for a minute it was on something else that I was watching a clearer version of it. Because there's a clearer version on like one of the other apps. I don't know which one. Yeah. And I just remember Latrice in her commentary saying like, this is high drag. And it was, and it will always be my personal number one lip sync for a couple of reasons. Because it was you, because it was amazing, because Natalie Cole was there, because the princess stood her ground and was amazing as well. But watching you it was like watching, and this is for me a compliment. It was like watching a magical, like fully formed unicorn. Your legs, your body, like just every bit of you is so, and your soul was there. Your heart was there. It was a song you heard your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, when it's a song you lip sync for your life and you get to lip sync something that you've always known, you're like, this, I'm going to shine right now. I've designed, I've refined, and now I'm going to fucking shine. I'm not leaving.
Oh, yeah, no.
I promise you.
I mean, that is
everything to me.
That is exactly what I was thinking in that moment.
Yeah.
The things that were going through my mind, I always say, was that my drag mother used to perform that song all the time. So I had her in my brain.
Yeah.
And then I had that whole, yes, I'm not going home. There was also like, it took me years to really realize how impactful that was to the culture and to drag and to like, it took me a long time to realize like, oh, because lip syncs really, when you're there, I mean, you go home. If you don't win it, you go home.
Right.
That's just what it is. Like your dream is kind of crushed in that moment. So I just remember thinking like, okay, just don't like, this is what, like, you may not have all the illustrious costumes and all of that yet, but one thing that I know one thing I can do is I can perform. Like,
Right.
I am talented, and like, just show it. And you're in front of RuPaul. Like, you're like, I gotta nail this. Like, I cannot not
And in
nail
those
it.
early seasons, it was really, really necessary. It was really necessary to be able to like do it. You had to be able to do it. You had to be able to do it. There wasn't going to be no outfit to save you. So all those things that maybe go in our mind, those were never going to save you.
Yeah.
How much you spent on jewelry was not going to save you.
Yeah, it's way too many. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind like the tricks and the stunts and the
Sure, it's
like
part of
I
the
love
fun.
it all. I love it all. But it'd be way too much of that dictating what makes a good lip sync when a lip sync is about the lip sync.
Right. Right.
So that's what I just really would love to see. I would love to see girls just really get back to like getting on stage and doing, the lip sync. Or if you're going to do all of those things, just, I feel like girls just don't map out their performances like we maybe did, Like, my performances are mapped out in my brain a little bit. Like, okay, this is the stage. This is how I'm going to work the stage. If there's a
It's
runway,
like your
I'm only
own
going to work
personal
the runway.
music video in that moment.
Yeah, like if there's a runway, I'm going to only work this runway one good time. I'm not going to be walking back and forth. That's one thing I cannot stand. Once again, when you see like a new little girl performing or a new entertainer performing and there's a runway and they just walking up and down that runway. And I'm just like, girl, find a place, fall into your like moment. Like, all the pacing back and forth. You look nervous, child.
I need people to just take a couple of beats before they start grabbing money. Just a couple beats.
And stop snatching money.
But what's this? Like,
stop snatching money from people.
The money's out, and then somebody has $1, and they go,
yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
and there's like $4. I'm like, baby, just hold your money.
Take your moment and really
Hold your
like,
money.
Like, it's almost like, how I equate to grabbing money is it's almost like the idea of like, like, and Beyonce's done it too before. Like, how like when you enter from the audience and you're like singing.
Right.
And you're shaking hands with people as you're like singing, and people are just like, oh my God. And they're that's how you should be taking tips from people.
Just give it
the
a moment.
idea is just giving the people the moment and, saying thank you and that, like I can't stand the girls that be snatching, or excuse me, the entertainers who just be snatching the coins and don't be like, I'm like, girl, like have a little more like grace. And also stop walking out with your outfits on before you perform. Put a cover up on, please.
I agree. Thank you for being here. This was amazing.
Thank you for having me, honestly, and happy anniversary again. I'm so proud of you.
I am so grateful that you were here for the anniversary. This makes it extra, extra special. I just feel like I always feel like every time I see you, it's never like goodbye. It's always I'll see you next time.
We always pick up where
right?
we left
'Cause we
off.
always do.
And I have that with you. And this is nothing offense. I've met a lot of the Drag Race girls, and it's great. But there are very few I have with you, like where you just like Willem and I are really good friends, and we just always like we may not talk on the phone every day, but me and her just and I feel like that with you. Like I just see you, and once again, like we're in the room and we just lock eyes and go,
always.
girl.
Thank you all so much for listening to Very Delta. A special hello to everyone on YouTube watching. Please subscribe to Mom Podcasts so you do not miss an episode. Also search for Very Delta on your podcast apps where we come out every Monday, as well as here on the Mom Podcast YouTube channel. Send all your questions to readmedelta@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram @DeltaWork. And where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram, Dida Swag. You can also find me on Twitter, The Real Dida Swag. And I believe it's the same on TikTok too.
You can also follow the show on Instagram at TikTok with dedicated socials @VeryDelta, because if you're not, you're really only getting half the Delta. I will be back here next week with another guest. And until then, keep things very Delta.
This episode of Very Delta was brought to you by Orange Diamond, the official emoji of the Very Delta show.
To listen to Very Delta one day early and ad-free, sign up for Mom Plus at mompodcasts.plus. Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, aka Mom. Hosted by Delta Work and produced by Mark Jacobs. Engineered by Margot Padilla and editing by Doug Robertson. Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Big Dipper, and Joe Cilio.